What's up, guys? To those who are always waiting for my uploads, sorry if I'm only able to upload again now. I got busy over the weekend and then got sick after that. Actually, when I was playing this game, I still wasn't feeling well, and even now while editing. It's nothing serious, and I hope it doesn't get worse. But anyway, Roger is one of the heroes I've noticed that players don't really pay attention to, and only a few have noticed that he's coming back to the meta because of the fighter emblem. Roger's role is fighter marksman, but fighter is his main role. It means he gets the full unique passive of Rose Gold Meteor because he's a fighter, and marksman is only his secondary role. Here I thought I had backup, but they were just clearing the minions, so I was forced to use my recall technique. For those who don't know, the primary role is what matters for effects with limitations or specific requirements, like Rose Gold Meteor, where only fighters get the full effects. Non-fighter heroes only get half of its unique passive, which gives 1 hybrid defense for every 1% lifesteal you have, up to 50 hybrid defense. And with that, you already know the fighter emblem gives 10% hybrid lifesteal, which means Roger instantly gets 10 hybrid defense when he builds Rose Gold Meteor. Add the item's 10% lifesteal, and he already has 20 hybrid defense. Then if he builds Haas Claws with 20% lifesteal, that totals to 40 hybrid defense, which already feels like you have 1 defense item. And take note, Roger is still a marksman even though his primary role is fighter. Later on, I'll also try Thunderbelt on him to see if it's still effective, but that's for later. For now, let's focus on this game where I'm using a full damage build, but Roger is still tanky and hard to kill. He also benefits a lot from the hybrid lifesteal of the fighter emblem since he uses a lot of basic attacks, but he also uses skills, which is where the spell vamp comes in. Here I made a mistake because I thought Estes' teammates were far away, but suddenly all 6 enemies jumped on me, so I died again. And mistakes like that are hard to recover from because you'll instantly put your team at a disadvantage, especially if you're the one carrying your team. Here, I won't be able to kill Fanny because she's too fast, but it's already a -1 for the enemy, and I even managed to buy time by pulling their mage and roam toward me. That still helped a lot because my teammates were able to defend the base because of that. I was about to recall, but then I realized I didn't need to anymore. It's better if I meet the enemies head on. I'll be able to get a double kill here, but I'm going to die too because Fanny is really unfair when we're talking about mobility. This moment was really good. I wanted to clear the top lane first to let the minions flow since all lanes already have mega minions, and the Lord is at bot, but the enemies reacted and started chasing me. Koopa didn't bite me when I transformed into a wolf. I think he noticed that I'm his long-lost brother. So after I made the enemies chase me, they ended up losing that team fight and I even got a maniac. After that, we didn't go for Lord anymore and went straight to the enemy base. I tanked the turret damage so the minions wouldn't die and the game finally ended. Roger's passive is really good and it's perfect for his fighter marksman role. In his human form, or marksman form, he deals extra damage equal to 4% of the enemy's current HP, which means the higher the target's current HP, the higher your damage will be. In his wolf form, or fighter form, he also deals 4% extra damage, but based on the target's lost HP, meaning his damage in wolf form becomes higher when the enemy's current HP is lower. His passive also works on creeps, but not on minions. The bonus damage on creeps is capped at 60, but it's still better than nothing. That's why earlier when I was farming, I didn't transform into wolf form right after using my first skill. I waited for the creep's HP to drop below half before transforming. I noticed some players transform right away into wolf form after using the first skill in human form while farming. If you do that, you won't maximize your damage, especially in the early game, and you need to maximize it for faster rotation. Eamon got a maniac here. I didn't intend to steal that kill, I just wanted to slow the enemy. So don't get me wrong, my intention was pure. Roger's first skill fires 2 shots, meaning it does 2 things. The first one massively slows the target for 1.5 seconds, and the second one reduces their physical defense for 5 seconds. That's why it's really important to land both parts of his first skill, because it has a huge impact. And even if you already know his combos, it's still important to understand what each of his skills actually does. His second skill in human form, I used to think it only increased his movement speed, but it also increases his attack speed. And his ultimate in human form, which transforms him into wolf form, isn't just a transformation. It also deals damage when it hits an enemy and slows them by 90% for 0.8 seconds. That's honestly huge. His transformation from wolf to human only gives him a shield, and both transformations are dashes, which is also great for mobility. His second skill in wolf form also gives him attack speed, and when there's an enemy below 40% HP within his range, Roger can smell it, revealing them on the map and increasing his movement speed. His first skill in wolf form gets its cooldown reduced by 80% when he gets a kill or assist. And another important thing you should know is that in wolf form, he gains extra hybrid defense, making him tankier and able to deal more damage if you build Thunderbelt, which I'll do in this game. And I almost forgot to tell you, when you use your second skill in human form and then immediately transform into wolf form, the movement speed and attack speed from that second skill don't disappear. You can still use them for the rest of the duration, even after transforming. Same with his second skill in wolf form. The attack speed bonus doesn't go away. But when there's a low HP enemy, and you use your second skill in wolf form, then transform into human form, I think he can't smell them anymore in human form, and you won't get the bonus movement speed. Our early game here wasn't good, but just wait until I start stacking with Thunderbelt. As long as you're not against enemies that deal true damage, you can really make the most out of Thunderbelt, because if there are heroes like Leslie and Carrie, the hybrid defense you get from Thunderbelt becomes almost useless. I'm already tanky here, but at the same time my damage is still strong because of his HP-based passive. I even got a maniac here, and because of that, we were able to recover a bit in this game. That's why Thunderbelt is viable on him, because like I said, fighter is his primary role, so the hybrid defense he gets per stack isn't cut in half. And like I mentioned earlier, he also gains extra hybrid defense when he's in wolf form, so don't be surprised if the true damage is higher in wolf form than in human form.
I will select one.
Your team destroyed a turret.
It would have been easy to abuse the stacking with Thunderbelt since he has long range, but the enemies snowballed so I wasn't able to stack much in this game. But I built Dominance Ice, so my hybrid defense was still high, and so was the true damage. This cockroach was really terrified, even used their ultimate here, and it just went to waste. There were so many moments in this game even though I used Roger in the EXP lane, and it looked like I was trolling because we had 3 marksmen in this match. But that's fine because the enemies will get confused during team fights about which marksman they should focus first. Since we always think prioritize the marksman, so what if there are 3 marksmen, right? They'll definitely get confused. The Lord and my teammates were in mid while I was clearing the bottom lane, but Johnson and Odette still tried to mess with me thinking they could kill me.
Team destroyed.
but that's not going to happen. They just wasted their time on me, which allowed us to push the enemy's mid-lane inhibitor turret. By the way, the lifesteal I mentioned in the first game earlier is only 40%, which gives 40 hybrid defense if you build Rose Gold Meteor. And to complete it and maximize the hybrid defense, there's this power potion. It gives 15% lifesteal, so your total lifesteal becomes 55%. But the hybrid defense from Rose Gold Meteor is capped at 50. Overall though, it's still going to be solid. I also built War Axe here because why not? He's a fighter and can last long in fights in this game. And for the emblem, the only thing you really need to remember is the fighter emblem with the killing spree talent. That's the only important part for me.